What's up, guys? Hope we're doing well. So I've been doing content creation for a while now, and with that, you need to make some bold claims. Sometimes, though, I might have gone a little bit too far. Some might even say these were egregious takes. So I went through all my social media. So without any further ado, here are my worst takes of all time. We're gonna start with some honorable mentions. May 16th, 2019, I tweeted, Seth Curry is greater than Steph Curry. Okay, first off, this is a clear troll. You guys have to know when to distinguish reality from trolling. It's a fine line. Snoop Doug is over here giving me the clown emoji. I should be clowning you. You thought I was for real? Be for real. Dave Thornton gets it though. This man said Sonya Curry greater than. That's valid. The next honorable take that did not crack the top 10. This was tweeted December 11th, 2023. Is Tommy DeVito the future of the Giants? Serious question. This was during his Linsanity run. People were clamoring that this man could actually be up to something. That was very short-lived, but as you can see, I wasn't the only one thinking this. Jason Hagholm said he might be. And then Chasing Dream says, with the Walter White tweet, I won't even say what he said, but the GIF is there. But here we go. Number 10, worst take of all time. This was tweeted November 19th, 2023. Jerry Jones is putting Jimmy Johnson in the Ring of Honor. The curse will be lifted. The Dallas Cowboys are winning the Super Bowl. All caps. Listen, I thought maybe it was a curse. Jimmy Johnson isn't in the Hall of Fame. Once that happens, everything will be right with the universe, and therefore we're winning the Super Bowl. It did not happen like that. The curse has not been lifted. We are still cursed. I was just being optimistic. And that's okay. You can be optimistic for your team. Unless you're a Cowboys fan, and then all of a sudden it's illegal to be optimistic for your team. Kale was with me. We are here, right? Come on. Maybe it's like a delayed lifting of the curse. Maybe we'll see it this year. Moving on to my 9th worst take of all time. I tweeted this March 18th, 2022. Is Todd Golden good? Serious question. The answer is yes. This man is goated. We've already won a national championship. I just didn't know. I feel like this is low on the list because that's a serious question. We did not know about Todd at this time. No one knew. Tommy Edamame. First of all, that's a crazy name. Tommy Edamame. The serious answer is maybe. He's young, smart, and had a strong season, but he's never been the head man at a program close to Florida. So anyone who tells you definitively yes or no is lying. Andrew Gator, you might be down worse. He said, nope, terrible. Scott Strickland needs a in the face. What does he need in the face? It's just like a, what does that mean? Eric's like me. He just shrugs and he says, hopefully so. We were at the national championship when we won. We could go back to back looking at the roster now. Go Gators. My 8th worst take of all time. On October 6th, 2018, I said, Dan Mullen is my head coach. He is a grown man. Okay, that was before. That was before he didn't get a good recruiting class. This was before all of that. This was tweeted right after we beat LSU. We were hopeful. Everyone was rooting for you, Dan. Okay, I was thinking in my mind, this is the Dan Mullen that led Tebow to a national championship twice. Okay, he was the OC. He's gonna bring those OC things over as head coach. It didn't happen. And because of that, Florida football has struggled mightily. Billy Napier, get us back on track this year. Cody, that one guy, 3170, says, if we can beat LSU, we can beat UGA. It's me. Mia, 28387, says, I would run through a wall for Dan Mullen if I were a player. He got that crowd going and willed this team to a win. Marco Wilson threw a shoe, and it was downhill ever since. Moving on to my 7th worst take of all time. On January 14th, 2024, I said, y'all can have Dan Quinn. Immediately after I said this man gets hired by the Commanders and almost goes to the Super Bowl with a rookie quarterback, Jayden. I will say this. After that Packers game versus the Cowboys, where our defense just fell apart and was disintegrated, got ran on all day long, got picked apart by Jordan Love, that's why I tweeted this. Our defense looked garbage. And then all of a sudden, this man wants to go to the Commanders and have the best year the Commanders have had in the past 20 years. And I wasn't the only one feeling this way. Let's go to the comments. Josh Weber 2 says, exactly. Fire Quinn and McCarthy tonight. This team was completely unprepared. Smitty575 says, get rid of Dak first. Should have been cut a long time ago. How does Dak have anything to do with the defense? Let me know. Was he playing defense? Andrew Hirsch said, and Mike, and Dak, and Toney. CD State. Well, Mike was booted. Dak's still here. Tony Pollard did not get re-signed. That night after the Packers game, we were down tremendously bad. It's just like, why can't we win in the playoffs? But you want to win with the Commanders. This one right here, I still could be vindicated on. That could have been a flash in the pan. We'll see if Dan Quinn can replicate the success he had last season. I don't think he can. Moving on to number 6, my worst takes of all time. On October 30th, 2021, I tweeted, Georgia is fraudulent. They went on to not only beat Florida in that game they were playing against against us. But they went on to win the national championship as well this year. Now I looked at why I tweeted. We were playing Georgia pretty tight. If you go back and look, in the first quarter, this was tweeted at 4:27 p.m. In the first quarter, it was 0-0. It was 0-0. I tweeted Georgia is fraudulent. Then they scored 24 points unanswered. I take full responsibility. I still haven't honored a bet that I had with a friend for this. I think I have to go eat pancakes and IHOP for 24 hours because I said Georgia was not going to go undefeated and win the national championship. And then they did go undefeated and win the national championship. Let me know if you guys want to see that video. Magruders pay their debts. The only comment on here I can see is Nolan Smith. It became personal with me. Nolan Smith is still terrorizing us. This is ridiculous. How do you go from Georgia and then to the Eagles? It's a pipeline of foolish. Georgia was not fraudulent that year. My 5th worst take of all time. This is Adam Schefter tweeting on March 17th, 2020. Tom Brady will play in Tampa. This season's Super Bowl is in Tampa. No host city has ever had its home team play in the Super Bowl. Tom Brady now aiming at more history. Underneath this, I commented 8-8. I don't even think I need to say anything. This is pretty self-explanatory. I thought it was old. This man's ancient, but he's the GOAT for a reason, unfortunately. Mainly because Seattle Seahawks decided to throw the ball. Well, we won't even get into that. I'm just saying they should have handed the ball to Marshawn Lynch. There's a series of things that could have happened where Tom Brady's not the GOAT. That's a whole different video. They won the Super Bowl. They did not go 8-8. This is a continuation. This is not a new number. This is just a follow-up. I tweeted this September 9th, 2021. I said, there's no way Tom Brady comes back. This is a new era. He just won the Super Bowl. Go be with your family. Go be with your children. Ride off into the sunset. He came back. We're getting into the nitty gritty now. This is my 4th worst take of all time. I tweeted this November 28th, 2020. I know we have a lot of wide receivers, but have you seen Kadarius Toney at Dallas Cowboys? There's some comments under here. Kadarius, go to Dallas. You're gonna have to play quarterback. Okay. Bro, get in line. The boys need to rebuild their O-line before we can even think of any other position. Rolls up a magazine and swats you on the butt. No, we got enough flipping wide receivers. It gets worse though. October 27th, 2022, I tweeted, Toney is free. The Giants legit just traded their best player. I thought Kadarius Toney was him. Thought he was the one. And for good reason, too. He went to Florida. I watched him at Florida. Here's a tweet I said, December 12th, 2020. Give the ball to Toney at all periods in time because this man was dynamic at Florida. He was killing the game at Florida. He was Percy Harvin-esque at Florida. For whatever reason, though, he just never took that step in the NFL. I'm telling you, go watch on YouTube right now. Type in Kadarius Toney, Florida Gators highlight. This man was untackleable. But things just didn't pan out for Kadarius Toney in the NFL. Got a case of the dropsies. Never seemed to recover from that. To make things even worse, I also tweeted underneath the Toney is free tweet, history will be on my side. Watch. March 5th, 2024, I tweeted, I lied. I'm not the only one who thought these things. Ryan Totka tweeted, when healthy, he's a Tyreek Hill in the making. People saw it. 5 Point Vids commented, most unreliable. People just saw the negative side. They didn't see what I saw in college. Go watch the highlight. That's my number 4 worst take, unfortunately. Go Gators still. Moving on to my 3rd worst take of all time. I said this April 25th, 2024. We are not afraid of Jayden Daniels as long as he is throwing for the Commander. Daily Joy tweeted, you should be. And then I tweeted, he's not that guy. The reason I tweeted, because he was not that guy. He went to LSU. I saw him at LSU. He didn't win anything. He didn't win anything. He threw for a whole bunch of yards. That's about it. Because he had elite receivers around him. He should have been throwing for elite yards. The heck? He didn't win a thing. So I'm thinking he gets to the NFL. He's not surrounded by this elite talent anymore. We'll see. We'll see. He's been in the league 1 season. Was it a great rookie season? Yes. I'm not going to bring up Will Levis here. Let's go CJ Stroud. Also had a great rookie season. What about his sophomore season, though? We'll see what happens this year. We'll see. This has potential to not be that bad. But right now, it's looking pretty bad. Pam Lambert also tweeted, this did not age well. Pam, relax. Okay, he's been in the league 1 season, Pam. My 2nd worst take of all time. I said this September 6th, 2024. Has Jalen Hurts regressed? People are asking. I know exactly why I tweeted this. This was the first game of the season. Packers were playing, and he did not look good. He did not look good at all. Mind you, everyone was talking about how Dak has regressed, calling him Regress Scott. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to get in this mix too. Has Jalen Hurts regressed? Unfortunately, Eagles went on to win that game. But it didn't look good. It didn't look good at all. I think he had an early interception in that game. It was a sloppy game that somehow the Eagles won. And listen, a lot of people were on my side with this tweet too. Red Raider Man says, never progressed. Jace Dyer says, Kellen Moore effect. Eagles has landed tweeted, well, he can beat teams Dak can't, so ... At Walkoff9 said he had 1 good year, outlier, he's not good. I'm just letting you know. I was not alone. This too has potential. He is a Super Bowl champion now, but just because you're a Super Bowl champion doesn't mean you're a good quarterback. Trent Dilfer, I'm looking at you. With that being said, we have arrived at my worst take of all time. I've said some egregious things over the years, but this takes the cake. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. My worst take of all time. On October 13th, 2024, I tweeted, Eagles might legit be the worst team in the NFC East. Of course, we know the Eagles went on to win the Super Bowl. Let's see what the people were saying at the time. I don't know if it's Sadie or Sade or Sade. Tweeted, Cowboys exist, to which I responded, can't troll the troll. Absolutely Hammered tweeted, are you sure about that? Jameer D says, nasty setup tweet. But let's go back in time. Let's look at what the Eagles were doing, because some people think I'm just trolling. I was not trolling when I said they look terrible. I will not be part of revisionist history that say, oh, the Eagles were dominating. No, they were not dominating all season long. They look garbage at the beginning of the year, which is why I tweeted that. You don't believe me? They barely beat the Packers. The Packers should have won that game 34-29. They lose to the Falcons 22-21. They barely beat the Saints 15-12. And then they get blown out by the Buccaneers 33-16. Eagles fans are calling for Nick Sirianni's job. They're saying, is Jalen Hurts that guy? I don't know if Jalen Hurts is that guy. I remember that. And then they barely beat the Browns. Barely beat the Browns. They were struggling all game against the Browns. Deshaun Watson Browns. And that's when I made that tweet. All right, I'm not just making tweets willy-nilly out. They look terrible. I don't know how this team became the team that won the Super Bowl, if I'm being honest. They look trash. And then all of a sudden, they go on this super streak. All of a sudden, Jalen Hurts is the man. Congrats, you won a Super Bowl. But I remember, with that being said, that is my worst take of all time. I didn't know it was gonna end up like that. You didn't know it was gonna end up like that either. Don't come at me and say, oh, you didn't know. But listen, I know I'm not the only one making bad takes. Let me hear what your worst take of all time is down below. Leave a comment down below. Maybe I'll make a video of all your worst takes. And also let me know, do you want to see a best takes video? Everyone always likes to harp on my bad takes. No one gives me any respect when I'm right though. I've already anticipated the comments. Your best takes video will be so short we won't even be able to make a video. Shut up! Let me know if you want to see that video. Also, PSA, the gaming channel is up, youtube.com/ScooterGaming. We've got over 500 videos already for you to go watch.
Is that it?
My gosh, Magruder!
There's some hot fire over there. And yes, if you have any of my other worst takes, tag me. I might have missed some. I've been making videos for a while. I might have missed some of my worst takes, so let me know. And as always, if you like this video, press the like button. No! Jugamos, Juegos, throw me the alley.
Magruder.
The heck?
Magruder.
Not about that life.
I'm a grown man. I'm a
like
grown man. Throw me the alley. I'm a grown man. Throw me the alley.
I'm a grown man.